Hey everybody, and welcome to the weekly scopes from the 11th of December right up into the 17th. So on the 11th of December, the moon enters Cancer at 8:22 GMT times or times of GMT. So when the moon's in Cancer, people may focus more on home improvements, their family, nurturing themselves and others, taking care of bills, and other domestic matters can be the center stage when the moon enters the constellation of Cancer. People may be more creative, romantic, idealistic, emotional, and clingy, and seek emotional security over anything else during this moon phase. You may want to spend more time in your own home or other people's home rather than going out to socialize. Some of you may retreat into your own little cell, just wanting to be alone. Hurtful words and actions can deepen any pain you may be in already. So everything that is not a criticism can be taken this way. People can be more sensitive when the moon's in Cancer, and at worst, this energy can make some people patronizing, fearful of the things and people they cannot control. Some of you may try to dominate others with your emotions, so it's not a physical kind of domination because we're talking about Cancer, water, but it's still a cardinal energy, so it's still an enterprising energy. So yeah, people can want to control others, and this can deepen tensions in relationships or cause them. It's essential that you don't eat your emotions because there's a risk of overindulgence in drugs, alcohol, or other substances right now. It can be hard for some people to be honest about their feelings or even to face their feelings themselves. So even if people call them out and say, you did this and that, they may just be like, I don't want to discuss it. Spending time in self-reflection, self-care, attending therapy, and all forms of meditation is the best use of this energy, and taking care of all your personal matters and trying to get to the bottom of those psychological problems as well, which I talk a bit more about in a while. Also, spending time with children, nurturing your own inner child, spending time with family, friends, or others with whom you have a close connection, and healthily meeting each other's needs is also a good use of this energy. Some of you, as I said, will spend more time entertaining, cooking for each other, in each other's homes, and just wanting to just socialize and just have a good time. Others of you may just rearrange your home and anything to do with sprucing up your home. Also, you may find yourself taking care of people who are more vulnerable, feeling down and depressed, or elderly right now. Spending money in practical and decorative items, as I said, for your home. Or some of you may be looking for a new place to live in or invest money in, or take care of any investments you already have in relation to property and real estate, as you call it in the States, because I know that I've got some USA listeners, and thank you guys for listening. So yeah, also there can be money problems, especially those relating to family budgets, so overspending, which may cause discomfort in your household during this time. So it's best to economize. Moodiness due to unhealed psychological emotion or spiritual wounds can surface from your subconscious mind into your consciousness, increasing the risk of misunderstandings and conflict in the home, social or work environments. When the moon is in Cancer, it's an excellent time to plant and replant leafy fruits, vegetables, and anything else, herbs and spices and whatever. And fertilizing and watering plants can also increase harvest. So it is said when you plant things under water moon, so Pisces, Scorpio, the end harvest should be more. The sun also makes a sextile to Saturn today, allowing you to step up to the plate and stay focused regardless of anything else going on. People can be more direct and active with integrity, which allows for self-discipline, and some of you may guide or be guided by someone who is wise. All in all, the stamina and patience are given to keep on going when it gets tough, and to do more with less and overcome obstacles. On the 12th of December, the moon enters its disseminating moon phase, also known as the waning gibbous phase. So this phase of the moon is good for planning, reflecting, self-improvement, and connecting with others. learning from past mistakes and refining any plan or relationships more finer details. Spending time in silence and stillness can solve your problems and release emotional tension. It's best to do what's essential to you and focus on improving and nurturing yourself. So this energy goes very, very nicely with the moon being in Cancer as well. So it's like a double emphasis on you taking care of those emotions, those feelings, maybe having those difficult conversations with others if you can, and if you can remain calm, or at least, deal with the heated words that may be said as well. Because at this phase of the moon, it can be like an increase in communication. And just remember to try and not force your opinions and keep an open mind. And if you are having a difficult conversation, allow the other person to have their say. Assert yourself, make sure you have your say, and listen to the other person. And so yeah. Also, great energy to reflect on ways to enhance your life by thinking about the repetitive thought and behaviour patterns and what you can do to change them slowly. The waning Gibbous Moon is also great energy to meditate, spend time with and recollaborate with your inner world, your higher self. The waning moon is also a period where we can express gratitude for the things and the people in our life, and maybe tell them, say some words of love. Also, great energy to share information, ideas and thoughts, and have deep and intense conversations. So yeah, that was the 12th of December. On the 13th of December, the moon enters void of course at 3:52 p.m. So again, void of course moon is when the moon isn't making any major aspects, so it's not making a square or trine or conjunction or an opposition or a sextile or anything like that, but it still makes minor aspects such as semi-sextiles and stuff like that. So because it's not making any major aspects, some astrologers say it's best to delay some things in the void of course moon. Also on the 13th of December at 9:03 p.m. the moon enters the constellation of Leo. So when the moon enters the constellation of Leo, there can be an increase in romantic, social, artistic activity, adding the sexual, creative magnetism to the next couple of days. People may be more dramatic or wear brighter colours, while moods can be a little bit more cheerful, seeking to connect with people, whereas some people may be nice to get external validation. But in general, this is a really energy where people can accept and give pleasure, and this can make people feel better in general. And some people can overdo it, so just try and relax a bit, chill out, get your point across, have fun, but don't play into the drama if people bring it to your door. You may be more self-sufficient, reliant and assertive about getting what you want. You may be more observant and able to make an accurate judgment of people and situations, especially other people's motivations. Negatively, people can become bossy and controlling, forgetting to use their heart and letting their heads rule. Lovers' tiffs and general superficial arguments can cause further pressure. Some people may try to dominate others but react badly to what they see as criticism or interference from others, which can cause a battle of wits and egos because people can become highly self-righteous, thinking their way is the only way, trying to force others to do things their way. Taking risks without planning or thinking beforehand can cause misery and disagreements. There can also be fallouts in intimate relationships and setbacks in personal business projects when the moon's in the constellation of Leo. Memories from the past can interfere with your authentic personal expression, making you feel more insecure or vulnerable than usual. It's essential to check your mood, as it can affect your productivity and ability to think clearly. The best way to use the energy of the moon in the constellation of Leo is to express your creativity and pay more attention to your inner child and any actual children lives who you are involved in. Enjoy yourself without overdoing it in social situations, taking time out to watch sports or take parts in sports, be more romantic, and do anything else that sets your soul on fire, in moderation of course, and don't forget to relax amongst all that partying and socialising if that's what you're going to do. Well thought out speculation can pay off right now in the stock market. People can also want to be entertained more, and all in all, Leo energy is all about putting yourself out there, going for what you want, and shining in the sun. So even when there's no sun. So yeah, when the moon's in the constellation of Leo, it can be a very infertile period for gardeners. Yeah, it is a good energy for harvesting and disposing of bad crops, weeds, fungi, and other pests. Also, on the 13th of December, the Sun makes a square to Neptune, and this can make some of you do all you can to escape from reality. Your self-destruction and indulgent or addictive tendencies can be really, really high right now, so just try and regulate your emotions, and you need to party. The moon's in Leo as well, so this can really shine light on this need to just break routine, break the rules, and be more romantic, even if you may already be in a committed relationship and all of that. So yeah, and watch out for this tendency to overdo it, especially if you've got strong Neptune, Leo, Jupiter, Sun, Sagittarius, and Pluto aspects or placement in your natal chart. Some people can be more manipulative, and self-deception can also be high. With people wanting to be lied to, there can be disappointments due to scams or false promises as well. The best use of this energy is to create art, music, or anything else that sets your heart on fire. Venus also makes a semi-square to Saturn, which has a counterbalance to the Sun's square to Neptune's energy. Although a subtler force, this allows you to focus on the practicalities and your responsibilities. So this will allow you, even though the moon's in Leo, Venus making a square, to be a bit more grounded in your actions if you tap into it. So yeah, getting on with it despite any inner or outer cause to do otherwise. Some of you may be more emotionally cut off right now, which can cause issues in intimate relationships, because the moon's in Leo, people want to be romantic, but this energy can just make you just be a bit cold and wanting to focus on your routine or your work or your career, whatever. Some people can be just less spontaneous, and while their partners or friends crave more fun, and this can cause arguments or separations or temporary breaks in friendships and all of that. Do all your best to communicate your needs effectively, listen to and respect other people's wishes even if you can't meet them right now, and explain why. There's no major aspects of anything happening on the 14th of December. So on the 15th of December, in general, again, the moon goes into void of course. So again, it's the time where you may want to put off things. Jupiter also makes a semi-square to Uranus today, which brings instability to the day. People can while out, being fine one minute and extremely weird or crazy the next. There can also be heated debates over extremists, prejudice, beliefs, and irrational opinions. Some may try and force their views on others, furthering the tension in relationships. Be careful with your money and choose wise investments at this time, as this energy can cause financial losses, but it could also be good for people that like to do sports, betting, or day traders who want to take the risks, who know what they're doing and whatever. So yeah, sudden events can also interfere with your travel plans, and rules and regulations can get in the way of your objectives. So plan for last minute changes or surprises. Mercury also makes a quincunx to Mars, adding to the risk of sudden arguments coming out of nowhere. People can be more aggressive and critical than usual, and people can talk badly of others to throw the spotlight off their own poor actions. Another warning to think things through before you spend or invest time or money when Mercury quincunx Mars, and we've already had that warning from Jupiter semi-square to Uranus, and both Jupiter expands everything so it can make us go over the top. Uranus can just make us act unpredictably, so those of you who are prone to be impulsive, watch out for that. Just think before you say or do anything, because again, impulsivities, you may say things, do things that you can't take back at a later date. although you may wish that you could. Also, gather all the facts before forming an opinion and try to keep your thoughts positive, or add some optimistic ones to the chain of pessimistic ones. And absent-mindedness can also cause mistakes under this influence. So yeah, that was the 15th of December. On the 16th of December, the Sun enters Sagittarius at 4:27 a.m. I'm going to I do a separate thing, talk about it next week, what the Sun in Sagittarius means. So yeah, the Moon also enters Virgo today at 8:34 a.m. When the Moon's in Virgo, people may focus more on health issues. You may prefer to work in a systematic and practical way. Paying attention to details is the key theme for when the Moon's in Virgo. Despite the suffering, some people may ignore illnesses to concentrate on work. Others may want things cleaner than usual. The best use of the Moon in Virgo is to do a complete well-being check of the mind, body and soul. Take time to research or learn anything that will help you improve your personal hygiene and nutrition, as well as do the things that increase your overall vitality and productivity. You are more able to make economic decisions when buying clothing, household items, and anything to do with like food or health items, stuff like that. The Virgo vibration can make you more aware of the effect of your mind on your body and your body and your mind. Now is a good time if you've been considering moving up in your career or in your education, or starting or following through a business plan. It's a good to rework or start those sort of things. Also, you may find yourself being supported or helping those who need your assistance, and making people feel more at peace with themselves. Negatively, when the Moon's in the constellation of Virgo, though, people can become self-righteous and picky, annoying and bossy, looking down on others, thinking they know the right way to do things, and this can cause tension in relationships, especially in intimate ones. People can also be more critical, really critical, hypercritical, hypersensitive as well when the Moon's in the constellation of Virgo. Some of you may also become less organised, and this can cause issues in your life. People can have poorer hygiene, waste sexual energy or physical or intellectual energy as well, because over worrying and being anxious, so that wastes you sort of like, it can waste your physical and intellectual energy. And also because people can be more prone to obsessive thinking, and that this can just affect your overall well-being. Also, make sure that you look after yourself, because people can neglect themselves, especially the management of their chronic health conditions, and this can also cause problems at work, low productivity. For you gardeners out there, the next few days are an excellent period to plant your crops, prepare for an excellent harvest, crop manipulation, trim vines and flowers, and eliminate parasites and weeds. So yeah, also on the 16th, the Moon enters the last quarter moon phase at 8:56 as well. And so last quarter moon, it's a good time to get rid of the old, to make room for the new, decluttering, allow some more quick responses. At worst, can bring mood swings and conflict between masculine and feminine energies. Great for releasing burdens, whether that's in personal relationships, projects, or habits. Some of you may feel more sensual, needing touch more. Good for unblocking any repressed emotions around your sexuality, giving and receiving affection. People can be more responsive to hands-on healing therapies such as acupuncture and massage. Also, when the Moon's in last quarter moon phase, it increases intuition as well. So it's also a good time to partake in self-care or meditation, which is good because the Moon in Virgo energy is telling us to look after our well-being. That's the best use of it. So this last quarter moon is supporting that. Also a good time to question your grudges, bitterness and regrets, and to work through them, and to practice or look into forgiving yourself and others. Mars also makes a sesquiquadrate to Pluto, so again, sexual energy can be intense. So when I said in the Moon in Virgo that some of you may waste it, this aspect is amplifying that this may be the case. Again, Pluto's involved here, so some people will do anything to manipulate and control others, and acting ruthlessly to do so. Abuses of power can happen as well, as people battle to be number one. Stalker type excessive behaviour is also possible. So is violence and impulsivity that can cause mistakes. Extreme efforts can be made to get to the truth and penetrate beneath the surface. The best use of this vibration is to start or continue the work of healing and balancing your emotional, spiritual and psychological health. So again, supporting that vitality, doing those check-ins with yourself, how your emotions, how's your psychological health, how's your body health and stuff. So yeah, that's the 16th of December. On the 17th of December, Mercury makes a trine to Uranus, enhancing observational skills, which can give some of you penetrating insight or deductive reasoning skills, allowing you to see the challenges before they come or cross problems before they go out of control. Some of you may get spots of inspiration that lead you to innovative ideas that, if you work towards making them a reality, can really pay off for you. Great for all scientific, intellectual, spiritual research, lateral or creative thinking, and just really expanding your consciousness, because we're talking about Mercury. Also can be an increase in unpredictable communications as well. So yeah, that's the 17th of December, and that's the weekly scopes from the 11th to the 17th of December.